The Bahrain National Museum hosted a lecture by the international expert on city planning and development, Charles Landry. The lecture was attended by Her Excellency Sheikh Hamay bint Mohammed Al Khalifa, President of the Bahrain Culture and Antiquities Authority. His Excellency Mohammed bin Isa, former Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Kingdom of Morocco, and a number of culture stakeholders in the Kingdom of Bahrain. During his lecture, Charles Landry discussed how to make the best use of the potential of cities and launch their capabilities for the benefits of their citizens, as well as ways to achieve cooperation between creativity in the development of cities and heritage. He stressed that the city should provide the community with basic needs such as stability, opportunities for work and development, communication, and inspiration. Inspiration comes through various tools, including cultural institutions, from museums, heritage sites, and history. Landry spoke about how to make cities in the distinctive way in a world that has become small with technological developments and globalization dominating the scene, noting that taking into account the psychological impact of population of the city. Turning to the need to rethink the ways of developing cities, he pointed out that it's necessary to create suitable infrastructure for human needs and to encourage the establishment of the cultural events and enhance communication and interaction between the population. Charles Landry, a specialist in the field of creative innovation of urban change, is credited with discovering the concept of creative cities dating back to the late 1980s. Turning into a global movement that changed the way cities think about their abilities and their resources. The BRC 2000cc Challenge kicked off at Bahrain International Circuit, and the first day was an experimental race for drivers to test their cars to see if there were any issues with their vehicles. The BRC 2000cc Challenge starts every year from October to April and was established in 2007. It is the kingdom's most competitive local contest in Saudi Arabia, as well as the longest racing circuit in the Gulf.
I have 9 cars here which I prepared from zero, and they are racing at the moment. For example, last year we came first and second and third in my garage. This race this year, it seemed to me, is getting very interesting because everybody trying to push to win the races. Everybody modified their cars and engine so they can get a better, less time in the circuit and better position. Usually it takes me about 12 weeks from zero to start the car. What we do, we take normal car from the road, we strip it completely, hair share, everything out. Wiring, paint, everything. Repaint it, put roll cage, do new wiring, building engine, everything.
At a reasonable price and fun to watch, the race follows very simple regulations. It's the ideal place for aspiring drivers to develop their skills and give the highly competitive series the respected contestants the chance to lead in professional tournament at the lowest cost.
It was a very interesting season last season, and we're hoping in this test day to improve on the car. We're just testing a few things that we've adjusted, and that's a good opportunity for us to check if there's any trouble with the car. Actually, we've been in the championship for a while, so more or less the top competitors' cars are quite similar. There's no massive differences. We're doing, when we see someone doing something that works, we're just copying that and vice versa. So we'll end up with like 6-7 cars, which is approximately the same setup, exact setup. This season you have two classifications, the pros and the novice. So the pros actually, the setup with the exception of one car, which is the Ford, one of the Ford Focuses, okay? It's quite identical in nature.
I've been racing since 1981, and I've been competing in the 2000cc series, and I've been racing in the Porsche GT3 Cup since 2005. Today was a very good test day for most drivers. As you know, some people are starting with new cars, some people are starting with an updated car from previous seasons. This gives them the chance to be inspected and tested. The driver can test the car on the track, just in case they need to update or change any items for the beginning of the season. I started racing in a Honda DC5 Integra in 2008, and I did 2 seasons here. I was always luckily finishing on the podium. The second season the cars became even more faster, so the challenge was great. A lot of people enjoyed the racing then, and it was very close. Unfortunately, we do not have some of the drivers with us, but the season is still doing well, and it's good to know that we have more competitors joining. This is the 11th season for the 2000cc. We're looking forward to see it to continue in even more seasons to come.
Education Minister Dr. Majid bin Ali Al-Naimi shed light on Bahrain's strides in integrating students with special needs and ensuring them educational services. He staged a presentation as part of the first Arab for people with special needs and integration, which was held recently under the auspices of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Dr. Al-Naimi stressed the importance of the integration policy, which enables students with special needs to join public schools and continue their studies. Electricity and Water Affairs Minister Dr. Abdel Hussein Mirza received a delegation from Green Innova, a Bahraini specialized in the implementation of renewable energy projects, headed by its chief executive Nabil Ahmed Radi. The visitor thanked the minister and officials for the Electricity and Water Authority and Sustainable Energy Unit for their cooperation and support to companies and institutions specialized in the field of renewable energy, and provide training courses and workshops for contractors and consultants to qualify them to install solar systems in homes and facilities. The minister was given an explanation about the company's activities and the projects they have implemented in of the region, the latest being at Bahrain Science Center in Isa Town. The visitors expressed their desire to open cooperation in the fields of renewable energy and energy efficiency. The minister praised the company's efforts aimed at activating the use of sustainable and environmentally friendly energy. He pointed out the government pays great attention to encouraging the use of clean energy. The delegation also thanked the minister and officials for the welcome and the hospitality and his cooperation in areas of mutual interest. The meeting was attended by Acting Director of the Sustainable Energy Unit, Alexander As-Samahiji. The Undersecretary of Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Sheikha Rana bint Isa bin Daij Al Khalifa, met in her office at the Ministry General Court with the United Nations Coordinator and Resident Representative of the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, to the Kingdom of Bahrain, Mr. Amin Al-Shargawi. The Undersecretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs welcomed Mr. Shargawi, noting UNDP efforts and initiatives and its diversity and comprehensiveness in all fields, stressing that the Kingdom's keenness to continue cooperating and coordinating with the United Nations at various levels. Dr. Sheikh Arana said that the Kingdom of Bahrain was in the process of preparing to review its fourth report to the Committee on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women in July 2019. The Kingdom of Bahrain as a state party submitted its report in March 2018, which revealed its progress in ensuring women's rights and showed its effort to empower women and young girls in national legislation, strategies, policies, and programs. She noted that this reflects the interest of the Kingdom of Bahrain to support the United Nations by presenting its experience to the member states. The Undersecretary also discussed the latest developments regarding World Conference on Justice and Competitiveness, which will be held from 14th to 15th of November 2018 by the Supreme Council for Women. The conference, she explained, aims at facilitating interactive dialogue to explore ways to empowering women to participate in public life, in policy, legislation, and decision-making. Mr. Amin Al-Shargawi expressed his happiness at the meeting with the Undersecretary of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and commended her participation in the second Eurasian Women's Forum held on 19 to 21 September 2018 in St. Petersburg, Russia. He praised the continuous efforts of the Kingdom of Bahrain to empower women in various fields in order to lead in the empowerment of women and ensuring their rights. Mr. Shargawi also noted the important efforts of the Supreme Council for Women and the Bahrain Institute for Political Development's the Elections Advisory Program, which focuses on providing legal, political, and media training for women in preparation for the upcoming municipal and parliamentary elections. He described the program as an important step on the reinforcement of women's political participation and reflective of Kingdom of Bahrain's commitment to its obligations under the term of the agreement signed with the United Nations in the field. He stressed keenness of the United Nations and its agencies to strengthen cooperation with the Kingdom of Bahrain to help it advance the development process and achieve the highest level of sustainability, competitiveness, and justice, wishing the Kingdom of Bahrain progress and prosperity. Capital Governor Sheikh Hisham bin Abdulrahman Al Khalifa announced a host of surprises and shows to mark the National Day in a ceremony on December 15th. The Capital Governor, also head of the Supreme Committee to mark the National Day 2018, revealed the lineup events in coordination with the Capital Secretariat Council for the 7th year in a row. This was highlighted during a second coordination meeting held recently that was chaired by the governor and attended by representatives from concerned organizations. He directed work teams and supervising committees to follow up the ceremony's related requirements, hailing the cooperation to present the event in the best way.